back live for the first championship game, and it will be between the Lunatics and Enemy. 5:05, so the game will be starting about an hour and 5 minutes late. It was originally scheduled for 4 a.m., and everybody's kind of trying to hang out here. It's a little chilly in the dome tonight, so people have been just trying to hang on, and it's been a little chilly, and going to try to get through this. Now, if Enemy wins, the tournament is over. The Lunatics would have to win twice, and I know the Lunatics got some coaches and things that got to get up early to do some things, so they were looking to maybe just continue with the one pitch, 5 innings, and just basically they were saying, let's just play one game and get this over with. But Enemy and Chris Harris refused. They wanted to play the full 7 inning, and I believe it'll be a 1-1 count. So here's the leadoff man, JT, and he gets a single to center field. So leadoff man on here for the Lunatics. And that's going to bring up Nick Casano with popcorn on deck. So the Lunatics beat Bad Attitude, who won the Aurora tournament over Enemy. And Lunatics came back late in that game. This Bad Attitude was up, I believe, and there's a little pop-up, and that's going to be foul. So that's 2 outs. Brings up Robin. And in these kind of games, you'd like to score first if you can. And there's a little swing and a soft pop-up. Alex Cotto takes care of it. So at the end of a half an inning, no score here.
All right, let's hold them. Let's go. Start next inning.
So Enemy's going to go with Korn, Wes Shannon, Angela Zedek.
Yeah, give me some. Give me some. Right, he didn't need
And
I love Powell, but I think these are good.
anybody gets on, Al Rice. Sorry, folks, just kind of dragging a little bit. Had a busy day at work and worked out after work and probably could have done without the workout today.
You take care now. I hope to see you around.
So here's Korn. Let's see how Enemy reacts. They've been sitting since. And there's a called strike 3. They might be playing a 3-2 count here. I'm not sure. There were a lot of discussions about what they wanted to do with the rules here. I'm not sure what they settled on. Here's Wes Shannon. And Wes swings right through it, and that'll bring up Angela Zedek. So back-to-back strikeouts, one called, one swinging. And again, Enemy has been sitting around for close to 2.5, 3 hours. And Angela unloads on it, and JT Redis on his horse got deep into left center field, and he makes the catch. Of course, Angela has a reputation as having a little pop in the bat, and so she gets played a little deeper than a lot of the female. I got that. I got both of them. There you go, the 2 strikeout kids. Wes was asking me if I got it. Korn is trying to take the approach. He thought the pitch was flat. Umpire didn't see it that way. So no score at the end of 1. We head to the second. First championship game. Enemy went clean. So here's Nick Jones, and it'll be Matt Peckus Carly Ocrae. And I got to say it, Nick Jones did play on Mudville. There's a little pop-up, and Korn puts it away for out number one. So neither team right now looking very crisp. Again, this tournament started at 9:30 on Friday. It's now 5:10 Saturday morning. There's a ground ball, Alex Cotto, and that'll be out number two. So 2 up, 2 down, and here's Carly. And Carly swings and hits it hard, but right on the spot is Jazz Golden. We head to the bottom of the second, no score. It's been an interesting game. A couple of the hardest hit balls won by Angela Zedek on Bad Attitude, and that ball by Carly Ocrae. We are only in the bottom of the second, but Lunatics did have to play quite a few more ball games. They lost to Enemy in the 12:30 game, and they had to work their way back. This is their 6th game of the day, I believe. And Al Rice just unloads, but way back over there where they had some screens in center field. Center fielder stayed right with it and made the catch. Rochelle out there brings up Kenny App. Kenny, a little soft fly ball coming in as JT, and he'll make that catch. Brings up Jenna Perriman. And she hits a fly ball over to the right fielder. 3 up, 3 down. So at the end of 2, neither team looking very offensive. And we're going to head to the third now. No score in this championship game. And again, I know a lot of the people on the Lunatics were kind of looking to kind of shorten the process. And I think if you were Enemy, you wanted to maybe jump on top and hope the fact that they've put in a long day to get here, you might try to discourage them. And there's a swing and a line drive base hit as Ryan leads off with a hit here. And that'll bring up Rochelle. And there's a little fly ball, and Jazz going back on his horse makes the catch, and he'll flip it in. So here's Mike, the pitcher, with Melissa on deck here. And we have seen this usually a lot of times in longer co-ed mush ball games. We've seen Enemy start slow, and there's a little deflection, and Alex Cotto with the recovery, and they throw back safe at second. Almost had the double play there. That'll bring up Melissa. Nice play there by Alex Cottos. He had to shift direction, and that ball will roll out of bounds. So they must be playing a 3-2 count. So they did make one rule change. It wasn't 1-1. But we'll head to the bottom of the third, still no score, and Enemy's gone 3 up, 3 down in the first and the second, looking for their first hit. And it's going to be Alex Cotto, Hannah Perriman, and Jazz Golden. If anybody gets on, Nora McDonald. And I got to tell you, the throws over here tonight to first, and I'm a good 8 feet behind the bag here, up the line, I should say. I almost got hit 3 times here in the infield practice. So here's Alex Cotto. And there's a long one by Alex, but going back is the center fielder. She makes the catch, so Rochelle tracking the ball very well. Seemed like earlier in the night there were some people having trouble seeing the ball, but so far Rochelle's done a good job on a couple of balls that have been hit pretty hard out there. And here's Hannah, right fielder makes that catch. Brings up Jazz. Enemy, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, looking for that first hit. Jazz been swinging it pretty good. And that's a little hard ground ball to Casano. It's Jazz Golden ran right into your living room. So through 3, no score. We're going to head to the top of the fourth. This has been a snappy ball game with the lack of offense, to say the least. And coming into this championship game, Enemy was scoring some runs. And again, they did sit like we said, and it is kind of chilly here in the dome tonight. So the Lunatics at the top of their lineup, little flare by JT, but going back was Al Rice, got there easily, and it brings up Nick Casanos. Casanos slaps it hard down the line, but right on the spot, Jazz Golden. Of course, Jazz, one of our better 16-inch outfielders. Well, Jello, it's a 14-inch gym mush ball, so it is relatively soft, and there's a high towering fly ball, and that's a home run. It hit just above the green over there. So Popcorn solo homer gives the Lunatics a 1-0 lead. So it is a 14-inch mush. No, it's not dodgeball. It's played just like regular softball. It's just a variant of the ball. Women can use a glove, men can't. And there's a swing. Angela Zedek and Hannah Perriman was not on the bag there. And she tried to throw Robin out. It is a fun game, though. high pop-up, and that ball is caught. So Nick Jones flies out, but in the inning, they do push across the first run of the ball game. And actually, Jello, what I would tell you to do is scroll down on our slow pitch, go to our slow pitch softball association page, or you can even peruse our YouTube channel. I assume that's where you're watching this from. But we are primarily a 16-inch softball association. And here in Chicago, we play 16-inch without the glove. We only have a couple of events with mitts, but that is a fun game, and that is not a mush ball. And Nora gets a leadoff walk. Again, this tournament's being played with a 3-2 count. Brings up Korn, and it is a 6-12 on the strike zone. And he chops it. Pitcher had a little bobble, and they get the fielder's choice, but no chance getting Korn. It brings up Nick Casano. Or I'm sorry, brings up Wes Shannon. So they get the fielder's choice on Nora. Let's see if Wes doesn't try to go deep here. And he hits it high in the air. Scraped the roof, so it is in play. Korn's going to get to 3. Easy, and Wes is going to jog into second. Well, a foul ball is a strike, so you do not get another attempt because it's 3-2. And 16-inch softball, you cannot, and in softball in general, you cannot hit a foul ball with 2 strikes. So by going 3-2, that's out. And Angela Zedek, former Northwestern star, drives in 2 runs, and she gives Enemy their first lead at 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. And here comes Al Rice. Of course, we talked about it. Angelo, very fast and a very aggressive base runner. And that ball is off the pitcher. Everybody's going to be safe. That's more of a reflex there. You got the pitcher, Mike. He had no shot there at getting Al Rice, but I think that was more of a reflex just to try to throw the ball to first. And realistically, you should have just ate it. Here's Kenny App. High fly ball caught. Angela going to easily tag and go into third. And now there's runners on the corner for Jenna Perriman. And there's a ground ball to Popcorn. Little bobble, long throw. Skips past the first baseman. Another run scores. And it's now 3-1. Enemy. And on the wild throw, Al Rice made it into third. So here's Alex Cotto. And that ball is fair ball off the roof. Popcorn. Throw gets away. Another run did score. As I was dancing out of the way there. Jenna makes it all the way to third. And all of a sudden it's 4-1. So after being no hit through 3 innings, Enemy's starting to stack them up here. And there's Nick Jones. So a couple of errors certainly helped Enemy's cause there. And we're going to head to the top of the 5th now. 4-1 enemy. As Hannah Perriman grounded out there to end that inning. So it's going to be Matt Peckus, Carly O'Cray, and then Ryan, the right fielder. Lunatics trailing for the first time in the ball game. And that ball scrapes the roof and it's going to fall in. Alex had a notion to spin and throw and didn't handle the ball cleanly, and probably a good thing because he would not have had Peckus at first. And it is fenced in here. The ball's got nowhere to go, but so here's Carly, hit the ball hard. And there's a hot one hopper over to Al. And I don't know if they're going to call interference there. Nick Jones actually ran over there and threw his hands up to kind of get in the way. It really should have been interference there. So here's Ryan, and he hits a little pop-up. And that'll be 2 outs, and it brings up Rochelle, the center fielder. And I think there's a ground ball. Perriman, little bobble, and she throws one off the screen. And now it'll be runners on the corner for Mike. So the pitcher, a chance to help his own cause here. What I was saying is I don't think Nick Jones was throwing his hands up to be an idiot. I think he just figured it was going to be a routine double play, and he was just screwing around a little bit. So this looks like a pinch hitter for the pitcher. I don't have his young man's name. And he swings and he comes through. And there's a play at third, and Jenna Perriman could not hold on. The runner would have been out by 4 or 5 steps. West threw it right on the money. And brings up Melissa now with runners on the corner. 4-2 ball game. And Melissa comes through with a base hit, and it's going to be a 4-3 ball game here in the 5th. So the Lunatics have cycled back to their top. Bottom part of the lineup has helped scrape out a couple of runs. We always talk about how when you get into these types of championship games, you need your bottom to chip in. Long run, and West can't get there. We're tied. And here comes another run. So a 2-run triple. And the Lunatics have taken a 5-4 lead, and here's Nick Casanos. And Nick swings, and Jazz Golden got a bad jump, and he couldn't get there, and another run scores. 5 spot here for the Lunatics, and they've taken a 6-4 lead. And here comes Popcorn. And Popcorn, a line drive. Al Rice can't make the play. And the throw gets away. Casanos now, he's going to try to score. And he's going to be out at the plate. Nick Casanos trying to be aggressive, and he got thrown out at the plate. And Nick does have a tendency sometimes to be hyper aggressive. And and we saw earlier tonight he got into a little bit of a base running issue. So we head to the bottom of the fifth, 6-4. Lunatics now in the lead. And it's going to be Jazz Golden, Nora McDonald, and then the top with Korn. Zenemy now trailing for the second time. There's an overhand cut, but right to JT for out number one. Jazz been having a pretty good day, but didn't quite let that pitch come down. He really reached up to get it, and as a result, he couldn't really get on top of it. And Nora, a little spinner, handled by the pitcher. And they've made a change. They took out Mike, and they've moved Casanos out to right field, and they brought the right fielder in to pitch. So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Korn, and he hits it to JT, and that'll be the third out. So we head to the top of the sixth. Lunatics up a deuce. So leading off, it's going to be Robin, then it'll be Nick Jones and Matt Peckus. 4, 5, and 6 coming up here for the Lunatics. So we're going on 5:33 a.m. There's a one-hop shot right through the left side and brings up Nick Jones, leadoff man on. And Nick Jones, a little soft pop-up, and Korn is going to get over there. And he spikes the throw. Again, you can see there's really no room here. It's all fenced in and the net up there. So a lot of these defensive players are just going ahead and making crazy throws over here. Here's Matt Peckus. And Matt, a little ground ball. Rice steps on it and throws. Double play will head to the bottom of the sixth. So again, enemy does have the hammer. So we head to the bottom of the sixth. They're going to have 2, 3, 4 coming up. Wes Shannon, Angela Zedek, and Al Rice. Anybody gets on, Kenny App. We talk all the time. Ideally, when you're losing like enemy is, you'd like to come put up a crooked number, take a lead, get 3 outs, and go home. So here's Wes Shannon. This is when you like to see Wes coming up with nobody on base and a lead bigger than 1. And there's a hot shot over to Nick Jones. Nick was playing short center, but when they changed the pitcher, he moved over to second. West not too happy with that swing. And Enemy looks like they're feeling a little bit of the heat. They had one good inning when they scored the 4 in the fourth. And Angela, a little fly ball. That's going to be handled by Rochelle. And to be honest, there were a couple of errors in that inning that helped them along. So even though they stacked some successful at bats in the context of people getting on base, they weren't really shooting a lot of clean hits. And Al Rice tomahawks it, but right at JT. So 3 up, 3 down here. We're going to head to the 7th. And the way this is looking, we could be on the verge of having an if game. It's always kind of interesting. You get a team that maybe doesn't want to be around, and a team like Enemy didn't want to necessarily make any concessions, nor should they. I mean, the rules are the rules. But sometimes that team that doesn't want to be there says, screw it, let's go. So here's Carly, and Jazz Golden will put that away for out number 1. Here's Ryan with Rochelle on deck. Looking ahead to the Enemy 7th, it'll be Kenny App, Jenna Perriman, and Alex Cotto. And Ryan swings, and that's right at Angela. That'll be out number 2. And here comes Rochelle. And there's a pop-up, and that's fair ball. And now the throw goes up the line. And Rochelle is going to stay there. And that's what I mean. We're seeing a lot of throws, and that was a good example after it wasn't, bouncing around off the wall. And there is the 3rd out, do or die 7th, coming up here for Enemy. They need 2 to extend the game. 3 gives them a walk-off title. Anything less, and the Lunatics will have forced the if game. So Kenny App's job is to get on base. Then Enemy will be dangerous because they'll have the tie in the box. Jenna Perriman on deck. And then Alex Cotto. And it's tough with the 3-2 because you have to be flexible in your thinking. If you get focused in that you think you're going to do something and you don't get the pitch to do it, and Rochelle, high, lazy fly ball, can of corn out there, and it brings up Jenna Perriman. And that's a little soft pop-up, and Rochelle comes in. So she's made both catches here. Down to the last out is Alex Cotto. Again, Enemy just very flat in this ball game. I don't know if it was a hangover. And there he tries to go flat. Little ground ball. Carly Okray not in time. And they cling to life. I believe that was the right call. And we'll show you the replay here. And clearly safe. So down to the last out here. And he takes off, and that ball is caught by JT, and that'll do it. So the Lunatics win the first championship game. And I do believe we're gonna stay right here, and we're just gonna flow right into the if game. So we're gonna get ready for the if game. We're gonna reset the scoreboard. So the Lunatics have won the toss.
Night is over. It's the morning. Let's just get this over. Yeah, you doing both games? They're great.
So here we go. We're going to roll right into the if game. Lunatics won the toss. First game due to the fact that Enemy went clean. Enemy was the automatic home team for the first championship game. Then they flipped in the if game. And in the flip situation, the Lunatics did win. So I got to flip my lineup cards here. Leading off here is Corn. So pardon the shaky camera work. And there's a little soft fly. Corn leads off with a hit. And they throw back behind, but he gets back. So here's Wes Shannon. And Wes, a little spinner back to the pitcher. And crazy throw to first, I tell you. I haven't actually been hit yet, but I got to tell you, you guys are really trying to hit me over here. Angela Zedek trying to slash it the other way, fouls out, so they're still playing 3-2 count here. And now here comes Al Rice. Again, top of the first, if game. And Al, that's off the roof. That's going to drop. Corn is going to chug. He's going to try it. They threw to third. But Corn never stopped at third. He just kept running. So they tried to throw to third, and Corn just took the turn and went home. And it was all over. Brings up Kenny App, 1-0 Enemy early. And he got him to reach. Nick Casanos puts it away. So enemy scores in the first. They take a very early 1-0 lead here in the if game. And I did not get a new lineup card, but usually when you get to this stage of the evening, everybody just holds tight and goes the same way. So I'm anticipating it's going to be JT, Nick Casanos, and Popcorn here. First championship game actually was a pretty quick ball game. And that's with the 3-2 count. And I think we're starting to see some erratic throws to first, I think. We might have a few people a little arm weary, and I haven't really seen and there's a swing by JT, and he airmails it all the way into the alley. JT is flying. They're going to send him. Throw to the plate, and again, lack of communication. Alex Cotto threw the ball to third, thinking that's where the play was going to be. JT Redis had already taken the turn and was heading home by the time Alex began to even throw that ball. And Casanos trying to go the other way, and that's going to roll foul. As it hit Casanos in foul territory. So we got a 1-1 ball game here. And it brings up Popcorn. And Popcorn hits a little ground ball.
And I got a damn blister on my hand that hurts like a motherfucker.
So that's going to bring Robin up. And there's a little pop-up right to Jazz Golden. And that'll be the third out, so we'll head to the second, tied at 1. In this if game, 5:48 a.m. in the southwest portion of the Chicagoland area, far southwest, for sure. So it's going to be Jenna Perriman, Alex Cotto, and Hannah Perriman. 1-1 ball game here. Top of the second, she takes a strike. And that'll bring up Alex Cotto. And there's a swing and a ball hit hard, but JT Redis is there for out number 2. So here's Hannah. She hits a little ground ball. Nick Jones, a little flip in time. So they go 1-2-3. We'll head now to the bottom of the second inning, still tied at 1. And it'll be Nick Jones, Matt Peckus, and Carly Okray. And I think some of that wear and tear and just being up all night starting to show a little bit. terms of fatigue, as nobody looks like they've been as crisp or sharp. Nick Jones unloads and beats Jazz into the gap. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Nick is going to stop at second with a crisp leadoff double. So it brings up Matt Peckus. And Matt takes a walk. So first two hitters on. Brings up Carly. Carly's got to be careful. She did roll into a double play earlier tonight, hitting a ground ball up the middle, and right now, and that's what you want to avoid. And she pushes it out to Wes, and of course Wes has got a cannon. You're not going to run on him. That'll bring up Ryan. And Ryan, a little soft flare, long run, and Angela can't get there. Nick Casano, I don't know why Alex cut that off. I think they might have had the fielder's choice at third, but he cut it off. Casano took a big gamble. He was practically standing on second. That ball was caught. It would have been an easy double play. But as it is now, the bases are loaded for Rochelle. And there's a little chopper, Cotto to Rice, and he pulls the throw. 1 run scores. Casano going to try it. He's going to score. So 2 runs scoring here for the Lunatics as they take a 3-2 lead. 3-1 lead, excuse me. It would have been close. Would have been close at first, but Al just kind of rushed that throw a little bit. And there's a swing and a ground ball, and this time Al will just flip it. And that'll be the third out, but they score 2 runs. And we're going to head now to the top of the third. Three to one. So it'll be Jazz Golden, Nora McDonald, and then the top of the lineup with Korn. And the bigger problem here is the fact that enemy's offense is just kind of evaporated here. And Jazz, a little overhand cut, and that's going to drop. He's going to try to stretch it, and he'll make it. Leadoff double for Nora McDonald. And Nora trying to push it, and they'll get the out. Jazz will move into third. I think some of the Lunatic players were wondering if that ball was maybe going to roll foul. Pitcher Ryan kind of was telling him he thought the ball was not going to go foul. Here's Korn, and he punches that, and JT can't make the catch. A run scores. Enemy cuts the lead in half, 2-1, 3-2 now. And it brings up West Shannon. And West pounds it. Short center doesn't make the play, but Korn moves into second, brings up Angela Zedek. Angela tries to go big opposite way. Nick Casanos is there, though, and he makes the catch. So we'll head to the bottom of the third, 3-2. And there'll be Melissa, JT, and Nick Casanos coming up here in the bottom of the third inning.
Hey, Gio, what inning is it?
Bottom of the third.
Right? It feels like the 900. I am tired.
So here's Melissa leading off for the Lunatics, and you know, there's a little pop flare. Jazz will make the play. And a lot of times when you're tired, either because you're playing in an overnight event or you're in the loser's bracket and maybe you had to show up at 9 o'clock. Have been at tournaments when the first game was at 8 a.m. And JT pounds it into right field. JT flying, he's going to try. West tried to throw it on a fly. No shot, 1 out triple for JT Redis. And it brings up Nick Casano. Easy RBI opportunity here. If you're Nick, you got to focus. You don't want to do too much. They're playing you back on the infield. And JT can run. He's going to score. And that's going to get the job done. I don't know what JT hesitated. And then he came across, but Al would have had to throw across his body. Would have been a very difficult play. So we just always tell our guys now that a lot of times these are what we call want to games. And that means you gotta want to be here. And sometimes that attitude is what carries the day.
Hey, Jake, I ain't gonna lie to you, but even on my worst day,
So the Lunatics do pick up a run. We will head to the fourth. They lead by 2, 4-2. So here comes Al Rice, be followed by Kenny App and then Jenna Perriman. And we're not quite yet at the halfway point, but and Al hits a bomb, long run, and JT got there, but he couldn't make the catch. And Al Rice gets himself a stand-up double. So I thought Rochelle was going to get there. Then at the last minute, it looked like JT was calling for it, and he reached out and he just dropped it. So leadoff double for Al Rice. It brings up Kenny App. And Kenny, Nick Casanos, Wes is going to tag. He'll get to third easily. that'll bring up Jenna Perriman. And she takes a called strike 3. That might be the second time in the game that that's happened. And here comes Alex Cotto. And there's a swing and a line drive, and Casanos overran it. Wes Shannon scores. And that'll make it a 4-3 ball game. Looked like he might have had a little inside out swing on that. And the ball was slicing back toward right field. And there's a little short flare. JT makes the catch. But in the inning, they push one across halfway through. Lunatics 4, Enemy 3. So what I was saying is Alex had a little bit of an inside-out swing on that. And when you get that type of a swing, if you're a right-handed hitter and you hit the ball toward the alley, it'll kind of slice back toward more true right field. And that's what happened. Nick jumped the hole, or the gap, and that ball just kind of sliced back, and it was behind him by the time he got to where he thought the ball was going to be. So it's going to be Robin, Nick Jones, and Matt Peckus halfway through this ball game, and she hits a little roller, and Korn, little bobble, but he recovered, and it brings up Nick Jones. So this championship game has not exactly been a high-energy affair thus far. And he calls Nick out. Nick didn't like that. He thought that pitch was deep. And it brings up Matt Peckus. And Peckus, right at Al Rice, just kind of pumped it up to himself. And he made the catch. So we're going to head to the 5th. Lunatics clinging to a 1-run lead. And it's going to be Jazz Golden, Nora McDonald, and then the top. So you keep waiting for one of these teams to maybe have a big inning, and we just haven't seen it through the first game and a half here. And both teams have been helped by errors in innings when they have scored some runs. So here's Nora, and she tries to punch one, and JT gets there, and he makes the catch. And here comes the top of the lineup with Korn. So right here you got Korn and West back to back, and if you're Enemy, you need these two guys to step up with a couple of big hits right here. And Korn takes a walk. And here comes Wes Shannon, and with one swing, Wes can change the complexion of this game. And he could put a 3-spot up there in a hurry. And towering fly ball, Rochelle, and that scraped the roof and fell. Jazz is going to score, no problem. And Wes is just kind of walking it off here. West really wasn't running.
We need you, Edge.
Runners on the corner now. We're all tied at 4 for Angela Zedek. And Angela rips it into center field for a base hit. Koto's going to get to third. Runners on the corner. Angela Zedek puts Enemy ahead here in the 5th, 5-4. And another dangerous hitter, Al Rice. JT Redis is really shading him toward the gap in left center. And Al takes a called strike 3. You don't see that very often. Al is a very aggressive swinger. We're seeing a lot of strikes being taken here in this if game.
Back.
And Angela just gets back. Angela very aggressive, 3-2 with 2 outs, so she's thinking about getting off of there. And there she goes. And Kenny App, not quite sure what he was doing there, but he grounds out. But in the inning, Enemy does take the lead. We head to the bottom of the 5th. New leader, 5-4, Enemy. So I think if you're the Lunatics, you got to be pretty happy there because in that inning you had Al Rice and Kenny App, 2 of the better hitters in a position to maybe really put some space between them and you, and the 2 big hitters did not come through. So it's going to be Carly, Ryan, and Rochelle. Bottom of the 5th, Lunatics find themselves trailing here by a run. And Carly lashes one, and what a catch! Angela Zedek, that's worth seeing again. She came in and caught that ball right above the top of the turf. Nice play there. Of course, we've talked about the fact that relatively recently she was playing college softball at Northwestern. Had a tremendous career there. And there's a ground out there. By Ryan, and it brings up Rochelle. And Rochelle, Koto, long play, nicely done. As he used that turf for a long hop, as he was racing toward the hole. He made the play, so we're going to head to the 6th inning. Enemy clinging now to a 1-run lead. Looking for a little insurance and trying to get a little space. It's going to be Jenna Perriman, Alex Cotto, and then Hannah Perriman. This is the bottom. Well, actually 6, 7, and 8. And she swings through it, and I've seen Jenna play for a lot of games, and I know she was not out in Aurora, hasn't been playing much, but she's kind of having a tough day, and that's a little unusual. So Cotto chops a soft ground ball. It brings up Hannah. Hannah doesn't extend this inning as a potential top of the 7th for Enemy, they'd be at 9-10 and then the top. And there's a ground ball to Popcorn. And they go 1-2-3. So we head to the bottom. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. And like we talk about all the time, when you're trailing, you like to flip the script in the bottom of the seventh and hope the other guy doesn't have time to emotionally recover. And there's a little pop-up, and Alex will put that away for out number one. Here comes Melissa, JT on deck, and JT been having a pretty good day. And Melissa, little pop-up over to Jenna, and then brings up JT with 2 outs here. Again, we are in the bottom of the sixth. It's been a long overnight tournament. And we're winding down here. We got ourselves a 5-4 ball game. And JT tries to go big. It bounces off the wall, and Alex Cotto got out there and got it in a hurry. Brings up Casano. Kept JT at first. Now JT can run with 2 outs. He's going to be moving. And there he goes. A little ground ball to Cotto. And that'll do it. So not a do or die seventh. Enemy leads, but they certainly could use a little insurance. So we are heading to the top of the seventh inning here. Yes, 5-4, top of the seventh. Of course, they're asking me if I'm wrong. I hate to cost somebody a title. So top of the seventh, Jazz Golden, Nora McDonald, and then Korn, 9-10-1. If your enemy, you'd like to maybe push two or three across the way the offensive game's been going for both teams. And nice play by Carly. And that's a lot. That's a sneaky hard play there because Jazz with that overhand swing gets that sideways spin on it. And so where you catch it at versus, and Popcorn almost took a little too much time. So when the ball gets hit, when you first see it, it's almost like he's throwing a curveball at you. And if you're Carly and you're reaching over your head extended with a, looked like she got up just a little bit off the ground. It's a lot trickier than you would think. And Korn lashes one up the middle, keeps the inning alive here. And 2 outs now for Wes Shannon. And Wes very dangerous. Korn is going to be running. I know Wes would like to hit a home run here, but I think if you're Wes, you want to concentrate on a line drive. And that ball is going to drop. So Wes Shannon back-to-back bloops his last 2 at-bats, but they've been effective. Drives in another run, and here's Angela Zedek. And Cotto will be running too with 2 outs. Angela's gotten a couple of huge hits in these 2 games. And that's a little fly ball, and Casanos makes the catch. So do or die, bottom of the 7th. Enemy leading by 2, trying to hold on and win a title. If you're the Lunatics, you need 2 to tie. 3 walks them off. Anything less, enemy will win this second 14-inch co-ed mush ball overnight tournament. It's going to be Popcorn, Robin, and Nick Jones. They need a base runner to be dangerous. And Popcorn, and he drills it. Al Rice got 2 hands on it, but he couldn't make the play. Popcorn just overpowered him. And that brings up Robin. Robin got a couple of hits already, I believe, in this ball game. Been swinging a good bat. And she guides another base hit. Angela Zedek made it close. But Robin, hustling all the way down the line, beats it out. First 2 hitters on for Nick Jones. And Nick's got popped the other way. If Nick should hit a 3-run bomb here, he could walk this thing off. And Matt Peckus on deck, another big, strong guy. And that's going to be a can of corn for Zedek. Runners on the corner now for Matt Peckus. Anything hit into an alley is going to tie the game. I think if you're Matt, you don't need to necessarily think home run. If you can just pump something hard, line drive into a gap. And he reaches out and he goes toward the gap, and that hits at the base of the wall. And that's going to tie the game as Korn can't handle the relay. So Matt Peckus here in the bottom of the 7th hit right at the base. He reached out. He's a big, strong kid. He still was able to drive that to the base of the wall. That's going to bring up Carly Okray. Ryan on deck. Carly, a little grounder, a little bobble there by Jenna. Everybody's safe. I'm sorry, Jake?
Jake's pitch hitting for me.
Jake is? Okay. So we got a pinch hitter, Jake, hitting for Ryan. It's Rochelle on deck. There's only 1 out here. And there's a swing, and that's going to drop. And the Lunatics walk off enemy. The Lunatics walk off enemy. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th to win the overnight championship. How about that, folks? Well, we'll get some pictures and we'll put them up a little bit later. Great job there by the Lunatics coming back for the double dip. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. We'll